Hey y'all, this is Kristen from SageandChocolate.com, and this is the third post and the only video post in my body image series that I'm doing this week, detailing why I have an issue, what that issue is, and this is the final post on how I plan to raise my metabolism through doing the RARF program, which stands for Rehabilitative Rest and Aggressive Refeeding. Now, I did actually have this written out as a post, but it was both ditzy and stodgy all in one. This video may be the same, but oh well, here goes. So anyway, I realized that my basal temperatures were really low. That's the temperature you take every morning before you get out of bed, before you move around. It's just your basic metabolic rate, and that temperature tells you a lot about things. If you're a female, especially, it's going to tell you where you are in your menstrual cycle or your cycle. Depending on what day it is and with other factors combined, it can tell you a lot about your thyroid and metabolism. And my temperatures weren't incredibly low, but they were low enough for concern when I put them with other symptoms. So just for reference, my basal temperatures were in the, I think this month they dipped down to 96.3, and my pre-ovulatory temperatures dipped up to 97, but typically they were about 96.8. Now, like I said, that's not super low. I know of a lot of women who have temperatures much lower, but when I put this with other symptoms and I realized that I was not eating, then it became apparent to me that I needed to quit thinking about losing weight and start thinking about raising my metabolism and actually making myself healthy enough that I could lose weight without any issues. So, like I said, I am doing this RARF program, which stands for Rehabilitative Rest and Aggressive Refeeding. And I know RARF sounds so funny. My husband laughs at me every time I say it. He's like, why don't you just call it refeeding? But I don't know. I just like saying RARF because usually you associate a word like that with puking or something. And it's just so fun to be like, yeah, I'm RARFing. Anyway, I know I'm just a little bit strange. So, oh, forget my appearance too. It has been so hot. Our air conditioning has been out. And it's still not quite up to temperature or down to temperature as the case might be. Whew, it has been hot in here. Anyway, RARFing. I will include some links in the box below to Matt Stone's ebook, his website, and a guest post that he wrote on Naturally Knocked Up, which the guest post will go into a little bit of detail, and it's perfect if you want an extra overview. And then the ebook, of course, will go into a lot more detail, and he has more science behind this, but it consists of three major components, and those are rest. It is rehabilitative rest, and sleep. And resting is so crucial for our well-being, and we love to overlook that. I've written about sleep on Sage and Chocolate before, and how I've got some issues with insomnia. And to be honest, this is a problem that I am still having. I'm about 1 week into RARFing right now, and I'm still really trying to make myself rest. I push myself so much to stay up, even when I stay at home. I'm a stay-at-home wife, so it's not like I am completely out of time, like if I worked. But I don't know, I've always been that way. I've never really liked to go to sleep, even though I love to stay in bed in the morning. It's the actual going to sleep part, and then there is some insomnia involved in that too. So you sleep. I believe that Matt said that the person who has had the most success has actually slept like 14 hours a day on this program. And of course, what you can do is definitely going to be different than what someone else can do. But sleep is huge, and it feeds right into number 2, which is reduced stress. Stress is like the #1 killer in America, I think they say. And I personally have struggled with anxiety, and I don't really handle stress that well. So, yes, reduce stress. Reduce stress in your mental and emotional lives, and as well as stress on your body. And to segue that back into number 1, you really cut back on your physical exercise. Now this program, the RARF, runs for 30 days, and you have the option of doing like a pre-RARF program to prepare your body for it a little bit better. I didn't do that. I jumped right in, which may or not be a good thing. We'll see. But you reduce your exercise, and if you are one of those people who exercise all the time, you're probably going to experience just a few not great symptoms from that, but that's okay, because your body needs rest to heal itself, and I mean that you get through the first few symptoms and you'll be better off in the long run. So the third and major component, not that the other two aren't major, but when we think about a diet plan or some sort of metabolism program, it also involves food, and it is aggressive refeeding. So you eat a lot. To put it simply, you eat a lot, you eat to appetite, you eat beyond appetite, and you eat healthy, wholesome, nutritious foods, high in everything. The basis of the RARF diet portion is the high everything diet that Matt Stone advocates, and that is high in carbs, high in protein, and high in fats. So high everything. You eat a lot, you eat often, you eat beyond your appetite, and then you go for 12 hours a day without eating. As you quit feeding your body regularly, your metabolism slows down because it holds on to every single bit that it can, and it thinks it's in starvation mode. And what I was doing was only eating one really good meal a day with just a few little snacks in between to keep my blood sugar stable. So my body thought that it was starving. So it is holding on to everything. Metabolism slows, and you get some problems. By overfeeding, you increase your metabolism because you tell your body that, dude, you're getting more food. Don't worry. It is fine. And you boost it that way. And then going for 12 hours without any food is giving your body a much needed rest. And I believe that one actually has to do with stimulating the hormone leptin. And I'm not quite sure enough to explain. I know the general idea, but I'm not sure enough to explain how these hormones all work together. But Matt goes into a lot of details, so definitely check out his book. So anyway, those are the three main things. Sleep and rest. Lots of food, lots of good, nutritious food, and low stress. So many of you may know that I have said before that I'm going low grain. Now the low grain was actually a segue into gluten-free, and so for the purposes of trying to raise my metabolism, I have decided to not go low grain anymore. Now I was experiencing a great amount of relief from digestive symptoms, bloating, gas, constipation, etc., which were greatly helped by my going low grain. But because it was a segue, it was always meant to be a segue into gluten-free, well, I figured I'd have to drop some of the grains that I was going to use anyway. What I'm doing is basically trying to go as gluten-free as possible in my home. And then when I eat out or order in, that's when I'll go ahead and eat the gluten if I'm not cooking from scratch. But if I'm actually cooking for myself, I'm going to try to choose the gluten-free options. So I'm buying more gluten-free items at the store. I'm looking at them more to figure out whether they contain gluten, because I really think that gluten is probably my problem over grains themselves. So that still actually translates into lower grains than most people, but I'm not making that a focus anymore. I have experienced the return of some of my symptoms, which were alleviated, but they have been pretty much localized into the area after I eat a meal that is heavy in gluten. So, basically, eventually I'll transition into pretty much no gluten, maybe an occasional treat. You know, like Chipotle. I love Chipotle. I don't think I can give up the flour tortillas. But that is another post for another day. I will be posting about how I am doing on RARF and low gluten in the future. So check back in a couple weeks and you should probably get another video update, possibly a written one, most likely a video update on that. Anyway, as I said before, Kristen from Sage and Chocolate signing off. The links are in the box below, and I hope you enjoy this video post. Bye.